You should go back to school and get your degree. Throughout my 20s and halfway through my 30s, I was often given this advice. But for one reason or another, I did not heed it. That's not to say that I didn't attempt to go back to college. At 19, I went directly to college from high school. My enrollment lasted 1/2 semester, primarily due to my preoccupation with two things: co-eds and foosball. I had an insatiable appetite for both, which left little time for study. So out of touch with the realities of the world was I, that I actually was surprised when the assistant dean informed me of my dismissal. 5 years later, I again enrolled in college. A mature man of 24, I felt I was ready to devote myself to earning my degree. My first class was an economics course, taught by former policemen. My professor's meandering tales of life on the beat drove me to distraction. My youthful impertinence led me to voice my opinion in what I now realize were undiplomatic tones. Needless to say, I did not succeed in that course. Despite my abbreviated stints in school, my career was progressing. I put off school for 4 more years. When I turned 29, I knew it was time to get serious. I enrolled in a third school and registered for 2 classes, accounting and English. I attended each class without fail, completed all of my assignments, and kept my opinions about the professor's banter to myself. I was on my way, I thought, until what I have since come to refer to as the terrible accounting incident. The first half of the semester had gone by smoothly, and I braved snowy roads on a Saturday morning to sit for my accounting midterm. After arriving, I sipped coffee to remove the chill and settled in for what I believed would be a routine exam. I wasn't the type of person who was afraid of exams. I had scored well throughout high school and always seemed to do well on standardized tests. But for reasons I still can't explain, this midterm would have a decidedly different result. I was seated in a desk near the front of the large lecture hall and watched as the test papers were passed along from student to student until I had my exam in hand. I opened the test booklet, browsed the entire exam, as was my habit. I flipped from one page to the next, and the realization that I had no idea what the answers to these questions were set in. I struggled with the exam for 2 hours and went home dejected. How could I have been so unprepared for a first-year accounting course? That was it. I was through with school. Receiving the grade in the mail was anticlimactic, as I already decided to drop the course. I continued with the English class and did well, but I did not register for the next semester. One would think that I had learned my lesson, but at 35, I decided to give it one more try. Was I a glutton for punishment, or did I just not have enough sense to know when to throw in the towel? My reasons for returning to school on this occasion were twofold. I had become a father, and I began to notice that applicants to positions for which I was doing the hiring all had their degrees. With all of the corporate restructuring that was taking place, I knew that if my number were ever called, I'd be ill-prepared to find another position. So it seems that fear of being a good example to my child and of future employment prospects turned out to be the appropriate motivation. While holding my full-time job, I completed my degree in 4 years, earned a 3.3 GPA, and received my bachelor's degree in business at the ripe old age of 39. The commencement ceremony took place on a sunny October day, and my family was in attendance. The look of pride on their faces was all that I needed to know that this struggle was well worth it. So, if you're contemplating doing something for which you've had little success in the past, take heart from my story and give your dream another try, or two, or three. Be well.